No, Rosie, you need to wiggle.
Wiggle.
You need
Oh,
to
I'm
wiggle.
sorry,
Yeah.
I wasn't looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
I wasn't looking at video ninja. Sorry. I was reading my character sheet.
This is a very important tradition here. You need to wiggle your
Okay,
hand.
okay.
Hi,
Okay.
everybody. Yeah, we have wiggled our heads to welcome you to the stream of The Between. Last session, our group of, well, the group that was there, which were Ash, played by Jen, Noelani, played by Ren, and Leander, played by Lamia, confronted a gigantic orchid and the disgraced professor that was nurturing it by feeding it bodies and creating zombies. However, in the meantime, we also have Araxi, who was abducted by Baal, a demon. And we also have a ghost. And I'm going to start introductions. By the way, yeah, I'm Yanis, or Wiz, he, him. Going to start introductions with the ghost. Rosie.
Hi, I'm Rosalie. Please feel free to use Rosie or any other shortened version of my name. I love nicknames. I use she, her pronouns, and I am here playing Aliska Rodick, the Unquiet. For now. She's not gonna she'll speak up.
Yeah. You can popcorn it. Yeah.
Okay, Lamia.
Hi, I'm Lamia. I'm playing Leander, and right now we both share a murderous rage. My pronouns are they, them, and Leander's pronouns are he, him. My rage is at my computer, and his rage is at, a lot of things. Elliot?
Hi, my name is Elliot. I use he, him pronouns. I play Araxi, who uses she, her pronouns. And I think Araxi's also feeling a lot of murderous rage, so we're having a very good start to all of this. Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren, or Renegade Dumpling. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Noelani Astoria Clements, pronouns she, her. our resident lesbian witch, who is for once on board with Leander's murderous rage. Jen.
Hello, friends. I am Jen. My pronouns are they, she. I'll be playing Ash, your friendly local kleptomaniac, whose pronouns are they, them. Generally murderous, not so enraged. They're more of a chill murderer. I hope you know that I am now going to take full advantage of the fact that you said literally any shortened version of it. So I'm going to call you things like Sal and Lee.
Beautiful. Love it. Somebody started doing longer versions. Roastradamus has become a popular one.
Oh,
Wow.
Nicholas, I love a Nicholas name. A+. Anyway, yes, that is me. And popcorning to the world.
Yeah, the world. We don't care about the world, of course. We only care about Hargrave House. Rosie might have just frozen. No, unfrozen.
Nope.
All is good. Yeah, your shocked expression was caught on camera for like a solid 10 seconds there. But
He's like, sorry, that's just my face.
Yeah, we go to Hargrave House, deserted at this point in time because the hunters are either out on duty or out in the clutches of a demon. However, there's still one there. Eliska, as we see you float your way through the halls of Hargrave House, past the portraits and other mementos of hunters from a bygone era, what former possession of a previous hunter from the Justice family, Araxes lineage, are you carrying in your skeletal hands? And that's going to be a clue for the current mystery.
Okay. Considering this,
You can also, Elliot can come in for this and you can do that together, but
yeah.
something that is an item and a clue.
You probably have a tattered letter that was supposed to be sent by the member of the Justice family, but due to unforeseen events, they never got to put it in the post.
Do you think it
What could that event
was
be?
a warning for somebody?
A warning and trying to be informative, and it's definitely they died in like a quote unquote mysterious accident that was definitely a monster attack. That's absolutely what it was.
Oh, I mean, you might not have known this, but since it's a clue for Baal, it was Baal who prevented the sending of that letter. Further details we'll probably just leave for your theorizing about the mystery later. But yeah, there's a letter of warning, and that's your clue. Now, on to another ghost story. We return to our unseen, the studio of Elizabeth Fox, spirit photographer. Lamia, unseen prompt, please. You're muted.
We love technology today. Absolutely adore it. Henry Novick is a huge skeptic of spirit photography. Describe his relationship with death and grief, with spirits he cannot communicate with, that drives him to be so furious at Elizabeth, yet still made him come to her studio tonight. Henry has lost his family, but believes deeply that spirits that are able to rest are happy and watch over us. And so this woman disturbs him with her disrespect and disturbance of spirits. And so he is fueled by indignation and the desire to save spirits from being disturbed by her, to go to her studio this evening.
Does he act on it in any way?
I think that he goes there and tries to talk her out of it, to impress upon her the importance of letting dead things lie. And when she won't, I think that he begins to break her equipment.
Well, there's the echo in the night that I was looking for, I think.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Because we will return to an enormous hidden yard somewhere in London that you arrived at through an underground passage. You being Ash, Leander, and Nolani, you currently stand between this enormous orchid, bones lying at its roots, and its rich purple petals veined with blood red. And on the other side, two women, Olivia Bloom and Mary Gorse. Olivia Bloom, the doctor of botany, and Mary Gorse, one of the recent infected. You hear the voice of Dr. Bloom. I can do much with this, she says, while Mary Gorse is just there, very silent, almost looking at the orchid in some state of rapture. Perhaps even find a way of controlling its effects, halt the progression. But will you let her do that? There's no role required here, it's just you decide what to do.
Mary,
Bitch.
sorry.
Go.
Mary, do you want to be part of this? It is you who's partially connected to it, is it not?
It is beautiful. It is what I've seen, but she now kind of seems to wake up and looks at, well, the bodies, both the ones that are still upright and the skeletal remains. Anything to prevent that, really.
Well, Dr. Bloom, there you have it. Leander's gonna kill the plant.
Okay, that will actually require a roll. So, convincing Dr. Bloom does not require a roll, but killing the plant. Well, killing the plant also doesn't, because it's an immobile plant, but it is surrounded by zombies, essentially. And Leander isn't going to roll here. It is one of the other two that needs to clear a path for Leander.
Oh no. I've got a -1 to my vitality.
Well, do you
And
have
a
a way
useful
of
vibe was
making
there.
Yeah. Do you have a way of making the roll with sensitivity, do you think?
Do it.
Oh.
Or Ash?
I mean, I'm happy to. I will happily do it. I will fey up and sensitivity it.
Yeah, as long as you have a way to explain that to me, I'll let you do it.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of thinking I would grab my touch of glamour, and then kind of use.
You have power over dreams. And
Yeah.
they are in kind of a constant hive mind state.
I wonder if I can convince the hive mind to turn on itself.
I will let you do that with disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. Fuck it. What's the worst that can happen with sensitivity, right? Right? Yeah.
Well, you might get devoured by zombies.
Delicious. Sounds good. I'll take it. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's see what we can do. We're gonna roll with disadvantage. Okay. We take the lower two. That's still a 9.
in that case, the infected, the former ones, descend upon you very quickly. How do you take control of the hive mind then, or how do you get them to turn on each other? How does that look? What we see?
It starts with glowing eyes because glowing eyes is fun. And I think I find that because these minds are extra fortified, I need to make physical contact in order to get into them. It takes a little bit more effort. So I will have to let them get at me in order to get into the hive mind. But once I am in physical contact with one, it lets me in.
It does, but that doesn't happen before you yourself get scratched or bitten. Yeah, sure, bitten. Why not? Where do you get bitten?
I think on the arm or on like the hand or something, because I think that makes
Okay,
sense.
yeah. Hand, okay, yeah. I hope you hadn't planned on anything involving manual dexterity today, because you'll have disadvantage on that, as you are bitten in the hand. And already sap is oozing into the wound. But then, what does Leander do?
Leander goes and before, when we were in Dr. Bloom's office, I didn't have any source of fire, but we knew we were coming here and we knew there was an issue. And so I believe that Leander has a lighter and a little bit of tinder and sets this orchid ablaze.
And we see, with a frozen expression, Olivia Bloom watches on as it burns. The hive mind fully collapses, leaving behind dozens of dead bodies sprawled around the husk of this enormous orchid, one of a kind. Leander, you have just eradicated probably your first species and fully resolved the mystery. I feel like that's an accomplishment for him, so I want to mention it.
Wow!
Congratulations on your genocide.
Yeah.
Oopsie!
You're
Level up,
right.
baby!
It's not in any way hard to follow with an unseen prompt, but yeah. As we conclude this mystery, Rosalie, we return to the studio of Elizabeth Fox.
When the last photograph for the night is taken, the room suddenly goes cold. What other signs foretell, as Elizabeth will only later realize, that an actual ghost will develop on the photograph? Why does the ghost choose Elizabeth to haunt? When the camera flash goes off, the flash powder doesn't just flash. It keeps burning and burning and burning for a long, long moment. And when that flash finally fades and everybody is blinking the afterburn out of their eyes, the floaters, I couldn't think of the word there. Um, that chill just runs down Elizabeth's spine, and I think, hmm, I didn't read that last sentence until just now. I'm gonna be so honest with you.
It's fine.
I think there is somebody in the room in particular who doesn't feel that chill. And this ghost is not happy that she was going to be taken advantage of. The ghost that this person came for is actually here, and they're angry. Not at the person who is seeking them, but at the person who is taking their money for this.
So, Araxi, you've been kept in a lightless room, the scorched walls just smelling of brimstone. You're also still recovering from having your blood drained by Leander and Noelani's cleansing ritual. That is an actual condition that you have, which is drained. We kind of just swapped the onset of vampirism for drained. Luckily, drained can go away eventually, but for now, you're in here and you are weakened. And Baal has been using that to gloat. So, what has he revealed to you that made you realize, however, just where his lair is?
Amongst a lot of babble and rambling, some of which makes sense to me, some of which doesn't, he does let slip that he has corrupted a previously holy place. And based on the fact that I am underground, you know, no light or anything like that, I can narrow down, okay, this is somewhere that used to be holy, used to be a church maybe, no longer in use, had a basement of some kind or some kind of underground chambers. And there's only so many places in the city, even a city like London, that can fulfill all of these requirements.
Hmm. And it is a church in. You even know the name. It is St. Osmond's Church, destroyed in the Great Fire of 1666. And unlike most other burnt down sites, never rebuilt. Anyway, Baal returns, gloating over you once more. How does he enter, by the way?
So there is like this is a cell that's been, you know, was put in here before he came in. There's technically a door leading upstairs. He never actually opens the door. He just like manifests in the room in a cloud of brimstone and smoke, very classic demon. Um just oh, this asshole again.
Miss Justice, your friends are still not here, are they?
You're just giving me time to think of all the ways I'm going to disembowel you once I'm free from here.
They should act fast then. I only have need of you alive for one more night. And he leaves, clearly keeping tabs on the hunters, but there is a hunter that Baal has not accounted for. One that, following a letter that was not sent many years ago, has found her way here. Eliska, how do you appear in this room? And how do you free Araxi from her shackles?
Question: is this room illuminated as
No,
it is?
it's
No.
very specifically not illuminated, and it's a cell, as Elliot has said, but anything else you can make up as you go.
Oh no, I ask because I too need to make a dramatic entrance, you see.
Yeah.
The only way that Elisa can leave Hargrave House is by becoming corporeal. And so she does just walk in the door. And Araxi, I don't know that you have any sort of eyesight where you could see in the dark. So I don't think you realize, wait, Araxi hasn't seen Eliska.
I've
That
never
just
seen
occurred
you.
to me. You would recognize her because she does have a portrait hanging in Hargrave House. But what is different? You see this figure coming towards the cell through the darkness, and it's almost, I don't want to say glowing, but her bones under her skin, especially in the darkness, you realize you can see them so faintly through the skin, and you do realize they probably are glowing and that filtering through the skin. It's still incredibly faint, and you can't make out the features until all of the warmth, what little there is in the air, drains out of it, and all of the candles throughout this old abandoned church illuminate at once. And you see the blood down the side of her face, matting down half of her hair.
Wait, I'm hallucinating.
Oh, no, no, I'm you'd think a demon would have a little more, I don't know, creativity, just iron bars? Okay.
Okay. So who are
Aliska,
you?
my dear.
That's you're dead though. The portrait in the house. You're very dead.
Did they not tell you?
Are you the ghost that they were talking
I
about?
am the ghost, yes. I am the
Oh,
ghost.
okay. And then you get the sense that if Araxi had free hands, she'd be like rubbing her like forehead right now.
As you
um,
have this little talk, you do suddenly. I'm not sure if Aliska can smell, but Araxi can.
oh yeah, yeah.
And yeah, you feel the temperature rising and the smell of brimstone becomes more intense. You have been
Okay,
noticed.
absolutely. I will. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm keeping track of my energy track here. Okay. I will. Okay, so the first one was just for dramatic effect. I'm going to use my lowering the veil move in order to get into the cell to be able to undo those shackles somehow. I think I have the skull key in my personal quarters. The skull key is an autopsy tool that is very much like a hammer. It is a
Yeah.
blunt side on one and a wedge on the other, like a chisel on the other, and it is very heavy. And I would like to try to use that to break the chains.
You do. That
Great,
is-
wonderful.
I mean, I can't really let you fail this, so you just
Just fail.
Yeah, you just fail. Both of you die here, in fact.
That'd be honestly impressive.
Yeah.
Somehow it's still Leander's fault. It's okay.
Yes. If
Oh,
Leander
now I
had
didn't
taken
think
better
he's-
care of his skull key, that would have never happened.
He left it behind at the scene. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. You do you do free Araxi. Araxi, you fall on the floor of the cell. It is
Thanks.
stone, but neither cold nor wet as you would perhaps expect from an old cell. It is in fact heating up rapidly.
We need to get out
You
of
know
here.
that Baal, yeah, you know that Baal can at least summon lesser demons. And I would like one of you to roll to escape here.
A vitality roll.
Yeah, you are drained. You roll with disadvantage, but you can just do that.
Hey, Rosie, what's your vitality? Okay, mine's 3. I'll roll disadvantage.
I'm dead. I don't know what you want from me.
Yes, yeah.
Commit these dice. So disadvantage.
Hilariously, not my lowest stat,
no.
though.
Okay, so disadvantage. I take the lower 2.
Yes.
Okay, so that would be a 6 in total because I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Well,
so I'm gonna use
in
a
that
mask.
case,
I
we
think.
see. I was going to say we see demons suddenly rise out of the floor and tear you in half. But if you want to not have that happen, yes, I will say we haven't really specified it, but perhaps Eliska brought your halberd. If you want to use your halberd to bump up the result here.
I'm saving that for ball.
Good. Okay.
So
yeah.
I will use a mask though to bump it one up.
Mhm. Which mask? Is it something that requires narration or?
I'm gonna pick because I can pick any of the masks, right? I don't have to go in order.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Mask of the Future, yes.
Okay. I'm going to pick the Cosmic Passage, which for me, your connection to the beast has grown, and then I have stuff at the beginning of the dusk phase.
Okay. Good.
So,
Good.
It'll come up later, but it's not
Yeah.
a narration.
I'll take a note of that. That's one of the rare dusk phase things. Yeah. Still, the lesser demons, how do they look as they rise up?
They are usually demons of rage and like anger and violence. So there's a lot of like horns and spikes, a lot of fangs and twisted claws, red orange tones. They all smell really awful. Like, it's the brimstone smell, but like not quite as crisp. So it's just ends up a bit more rotten egg. It makes it very easy to spot them at least.
Yeah. Well, they rise out of the ground, but you escape them despite being drained. You are not armed, so I'm expecting that you're not quite killing them. But
There's
you
like
rush
rocks on the
out.
ground, and I just start pelting
Yeah,
them as I
you
run.
just-
Like,
yeah. And as we see, well, as the night scene or the last night scene ends, you escape the church. Eliska, of course, can just disappear anyway. Araxi, as you run out of the church, there's a nearby store or public place where you still see light. What is it?
it is a small community soup, like kitchen shelter sort of mix, like a very early one. That despite the late hour has not shut its doors yet.
Right. And perhaps that is where you will find further clues about this threat in the future, because it is open at all kinds of hours. Anyway, with that, we are done with the night phase. What does that mean for Eliska specifically?
At the end of the night phase, my spirit returns to the Hargrave house as a ghost. Simple as that. Araxi, please make sure you pick up my finger before I vanish. And the finger bone drops to the ground. Just please make sure you pick it up and bring it back. I
Shoving it in my pocket as we go, as I go.
Well, it is dawn. At the main station of London, we see a nun exit a train, dressed in a fairly rich habit. This is Mother Cecilia. You might meet her later. She's currently caressing the ivory carving of Mother Mary. Somewhere tucked away into her habit, she has a blade and gun, their hilt and grip made from ivory of the same tusk. Anyway, as we return to Hargrave House, Ash, Leander, and Nolani, you are there. With whatever you've taken with you from your encounter with the orchid. And that means rewards. We've mostly done this off camera so far, so I will give you a list of things to pick from, and you all can pick one of them. The first is that Callum Cross, the mortician, becomes a reoccurring character that can help you with pretty much anything to do with dead bodies and their acquisition. Olivia Bloom can also, well, become a reoccurring character. You have saved her life. The dynamics will be a bit antagonistic there, but she does owe you. And can help you with anything to do with plant life or scientific research. Also, Mary Gorse has survived. I think. Has Mary Gorse survived? I said before that we're going to put that up to the group if she lives or not, if when the hive mind collapses. Okay, Mary Gorse, I see 2 people voting yes. So Mary Gorse still lives. And while her connection to the hive mind is severed, something has awakened in her, and she, with her drawings and whatever else has gone on with her, can help you with accessing the subconscious, including perhaps dreams. You can also just get an item, like, for example, a pungent herbal tincture concocted by the late doctor that Leander might have gotten rid of. And you can consume that to clear all your conditions, except some that can never be cleared, like Most Beloved. But then you also smell really bad. And there's a shillelagh made out of petrified wood, for anyone that needs a weapon, perhaps, or a memento from the investigation. Lamia?
I'm between Mary and Cross, honestly. So I guess I'm gonna go Mary since I did like give her the choice there. So I'll go Mary becomes a recurring character.
All right.
She'll be my little murder daughter.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right. Sure. And Nolani.
I actually kind of want to take the picture, but not for myself. For our 2 resident pin cushion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with the tincture. Y'all get hurt a lot, and we only have 1 doctor.
And Ash.
Lily, baby.
All right. And as you sit there with your loot and also Mary Gorse, suddenly there's just a brief chill in the air as Eliska returns. And then you hear the door creak, and in walks Araxi.
Oh, I like slam the door open, and I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
"Is anyone still here? Have you been brutally murdered?"
Oh. Araxi,
Right, I've had a long
are
24
you
hours. How long has it been? What day is it?
it's only been a day. Do you need help?
Oh, I'd like a drink and something to eat. Yeah,
I meant medical assistance, not alcohol. Jesus.
that's medical assistance.
It is not
Let's
Good
get her
for
a
me.
drink.
All
And
things
you can check
considered,
her out while
considering the
she's
number of
sedated.
demons that were there, things could have been much worse.
Yes. Do you want this back? Like holding your finger bone. Like, do I give it back to you? Like,
You can't see me. It's just my voice
oh,
coming from the
no.
finger bone.
I'm like, oh yes. I had a help of holding the
Oh.
finger bone.
No, Eleni's checking her
Don't
tarot card pouch. How
worry.
did that?
She manifested in my cell.
Like a plague.
Here you go.
That one.
Give it back to Nolani.
Listen, I was doing a little bit of looking through the possessions of some of the other former residents, and there was a letter talking about concern about that church that burned down in 1666, and something just told me. maybe
Yeah.
we could do something about that.
And we'll skip ahead here as you
Yeah.
kind of catch everybody up on what you've been doing. So it is going to be the day phase. You can return to essentially the area around the burnt down church to maybe figure something out about Bar, but early in the day, you also hear somebody else at the door. Who wants to open it?
I'll do it.
No
I'll hold
roll there. Okay,
Or-
Ren, yeah, Nolani is there. Do you see man relatively young in his late 20s, in very drab clothing, just excuse me, you are this is Hargrave House, right?
Correct. How can I help you?
Well, it's sorry, Eric Wilson. I I've been told that you are the ones to ask it because you see, it's my wife. A few days ago, I woke up in our marital bed, and I turned to her and just leans in and whispers, and she had no face.
Pardon.
I yes, it's not, you see, it's not really something that I can talk to a doctor about. It's
That is where you might be wrong. Come inside. And she's gonna call for
Yeah.
everybody else.
yeah, and he walks in and explains, well, the situation, which is his wife has no face, no eyes, no nose, no mouth.
Is
I'm
she?
going to say you can get a clue out of him, but if you want anything substantial, you should visit her, perhaps.
Yeah, is she even alive still?
For now.
Oh,
Yeah, he just said, yes, she's just been. She is alive. I'm just not sure it is my wife anymore. She just lies there, and I don't know. I'm not sure if she can stare, but it feels like she is.
well, without a face, it is a little hard to navigate the world, but I digress. Why don't we go visit her since she can't exactly leave your house?
Mhm. Do you want to do that now? Because there's also Baal.
Split up. I think
You can split
Araxi
up,
would
yeah.
apologize to the group and just be like, I hope you'll understand that this is a little important to me.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's enough of us. We can split up.
And we can always
Alright.
rejoin later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who wants to do what exactly?
I'm gonna
Oh,
go
who is
chase
with-
down faceless person.
I'm gonna go with Araxi.
I'm very glad you did that.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Such a
Araxi
Jesus.
gets kidnapped again.
such a tone.
No, it's nothing bad. 1 second.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
You say that.
Yeah, I was going to just write that in Discord, but anyway, I'm just going to say it. Rosie, when you're in the spirit world, which is where you just returned to, you can narrate how residual spectral energy is subtly affecting the environment in any scene. So whenever that happens, just talk over me if you have to. So, who wants to go first? Faceless woman or
Let's go see the
sure.
faceless lady.
Cool. Yeah. You walk into the home of the Wilsons. You are told that Eric's wife's name is Nella. It is a smaller house in Chelsea. It is tidy, but Nolani, as you walk in, you see signs here of a life that is not quite fulfilled. What are these signs?
They're definitely like in the same way that folks that have a lot of hobbies have like a corner of supplies shoved into one portion of the room. It seems like it's filled with a lot of like painting supplies, half finished paintings, things that definitely could have been sold for money or gone to an exhibit. Some of them are torn in half. None of them are finished, and it seems like whoever did these, they wanted to pursue that dream, but for some reason something got in the way and they couldn't pick it back up again.
You see the signature. Is it Eric's or Nella's?
It's Eric's.
Well, you are led to the bedroom. Nolani, you walk in first, and staring just at the ceiling, there is, well, let's say there's the body of a woman. We're not sure if it is a woman still. She doesn't seem to have moved, and at this point the room smells a little bit like, well, mostly sweat. It has been kept tidy and clean, but still she seems to have just been there for a while. And looks like, well, just a regular woman to you. Long blonde hair, but yes, no nose, no eyes, no mouth. And then Ash walks in. And this is why I was glad, because Ash is most beloved. As Ash walks in, the head turns. And if there were eyes, they would be looking directly at you. And it doesn't move. It just looks, or tilts, let's say.
Just meets the empty spot where eyes should be. And just, can you see me? Wiggle your head if you can see me.
There's a twitch.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, are you able to release this woman?
There is no response to that.
Bad idea. Can I use Touch of Glamour and my influence over Sleep and Dreams to attempt to I guess get a feel for if this dream monster has been fucking around in this woman's mind?
I mean, you know that it has.
Yeah. Just some more information about it.
Yeah,
An information move, if you will.
Yeah, you can roll the information move with advantage here.
Hell yeah. And using some sensitivity because thing.
Sure. Yeah. If you fail this, which you won't, but if you fail
say
this,
that.
there's going to be a little face swap. Yeah. No, I mean, it's
Oh no!
almost impossible for you to fail. So I'm gonna say
Stop saying that. You're gonna make me roll 3 1s.
that's
Okay,
more or
we're
less
good.
what
It's
it's
a
saying.
it's a 13.
Yeah. See.
Look, you never fucking know. I could have rolled 3 1s.
You could have. Sure.
There is a 1 in like 216 chance. So, you know.
Hmm. I'm not sure what you're exactly doing here. Are you entering the dream, or are you kind of just summoning something forth out of it, or analyzing it? What are you doing?
If I am able to enter the dream, I do that. If I am not, then I'm just analyzing it.
You are able to enter the dream in this case, because it is very much that means, however, that Noelani is not going to to be able to give you any assistance while you're in there.
What's the worst that can happen?
Well,
She can make sure I don't die in the real world.
Jen,
yeah, I
you
was gonna
can't
say,
say
if-
that he's the one jinxing you and then say things like that.
yeah.
Sure, I can.
I mean, I was just gonna say, if you die in the dream, you die in real life. So,
Oh
Well,
no.
No. See, this is actually reverse Inception rules, remember? So if I die in the dream, I just become stronger in real life.
no.
Good try though. I appreciate
I
the
was
attempt.
okay. Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Whatever remains of you in the real world will become stronger, but it's just
that's
not going to be
terrifying.
you.
Okay, that's you know what? Sold. Done. Deal. A+. Perfect. Done.
Uh-huh.
Sold.
Yeah. Good. We see. You know what? I'm just gonna say, because I handed it to Ren for the unfulfilled life. What does Eric? What not Eric? What does Nella Wilson dream of? What kind of scenery do we see in here?
It seems like it's a richer part of the city, like somewhere with lots of properly dressed people, less bad smells. And it seems like she is walking down the road arm in arm with her husband and potentially children on their way somewhere. But at the moment, it's just mostly just opulent surroundings.
Mm-hmm. And Ash, as you see them walk through these opulent surroundings, there is a place that they walk towards that is just doesn't belong here. It looks like a countryside home, perhaps the birthplace of Nella, or perhaps some other place that she was in the past. But as they pass it, you see them here wearing their full faces, of course. But as they pass it, they're drawn towards it for a moment. How do their faces get distorted? How do they change?
I think their faces become younger. They get their cheek fat back. They get the big child eyes. It's like looking backwards in time. It's like having a child's face on an adult.
Hmm.
Horrifying.
Yeah. That is your clue.
Like those TikTok filters, yes. Yes, A+. Awesome.
Yeah, your clue is
TikTok
that
baby
as
face filter.
no, please don't write that. You need to actually be able to
Too
do
late.
something with that.
It's in the keeper.
Okay. I
Do
mean,
that wasn't
your
me.
problem in the end. You rolled a crit, so as you emerge again from the dream, what happens to Nella?
I think
On Nella's body.
I think for just a moment we see or rather Ren sees, because Ash is still coming out of the dream. I think for a moment Ren will see the faintest of little like bumps in the face where a nose, eyes, lips should be.
And Nella extends a hand to Ash.
I'll take it.
And that's where we'll switch scenes.
Stunning, A+.
Assuming we're good on the tech side of things.
Yeah.
All right.
If you disappear, we're just playing ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or
Not
me.
enough that that demon
Oh,
has
yeah.
desecrated my home. Now it's in my computer.
Jump through the fourth wall. A+.
You are in an area of London north of the Thames, just by the side of the Thames, really, that burned down in 1666. You are close to the church, but there's also the soup kitchen. And you see a girl selling matches on the street. You see a fishmonger with a fairly long line in front of it. A few places for you to perhaps ask the locals about anything they have seen. Or you can just go straight for the church. By the day, it's probably relatively safe.
That's what they want you to think. As we are walking down the street.
That's actually a gameplay convention.
I know.
Yeah.
As we're walking down the street, I'll point out to Leander. I'm like, that's the church. There's a basement in there with old cells. Terrible place.
Good to know.
Yeah. This soup kitchen was open last night when I escaped. If we want to ask around, maybe they might know something. I'm not exactly in any condition to talk to people though, and Araxi has taken a whiskey bottle from the house and is day drinking as they walk.
Araxi, really?
Okay.
I was imprisoned
You-
shortly after almost becoming a vampire. I need something, Leander.
Perhaps you wait to celebrate until after we make sure that you're not going to be, I don't know, whisked off again. Do you want the soup kitchen then, I suppose? As though I am so good talking with people.
Oh, don't worry, this isn't a celebration. This is a pox on my house and a curse for everything. I don't know.
Aren't you part
Was
of
this
your
full
house?
when I got it?
Leander's going to take the flask and walk into the soup kitchen.
Okay, so I believe that might have been an attempt at a vulnerable move by Rex.
I honestly, I'll be so honest with you. I don't know if you should clear offended or give me like drunk as a condition. Like, swap them out. Like,
um, so technically, with a vulnerable move, you can you can clear a condition. So could Leander, I think, but
I don't have
Leander
any.
doesn't have any. Yeah. Um, you
Wonder
could
why.
also have invited the other hunter to ask you about your past, but Leander just stomped off. So maybe you just stumble on a clue.
As I'm like, oh, that's still like a quarter full. I like look down and see a clue. I don't know.
Yeah, so with the vulnerable move, you get to tell me what the clue is. It doesn't need to be physical. It can also just be somebody uh, decides to day drink with you and tells you about the demons they've seen. Like,
Well, I
and
was okay. I do have
that
some
was not a good idea, but you
Yeah.
know, it can be anything.
day drinking. I think as I am following after Leander, kind of, sad about the situation and just the whole last 24 hours have been pretty awful for Araxi. If anyone's gonna day drink, I think she should be allowed to. I do pause suddenly, and kind of a um moment of clarity hits me as I smell a little bit of brimstone, and as I'm like looking in the area, the only thing that's on fire is um the little girl has just sold a match to someone who is just lighting a cigarette and has the same exact smell as when Ball manifests.
All right, then that smell of the cigarette is your clue.
Go into the
Well,
soup
true.
kitchen.
You eventually follow Leander into the soup kitchen. Leander has been in here for a second, so I think I'm going to paint the scene to Lamia. Well, Lamia, this
Alright.
soup kitchen is not the biggest one. Still, it seems there are quite a few visitors in here. It shows sign of constant use, the smells, the stains, everything. But there's a sign of perhaps other activity, clandestine or supernatural. What do you see?
Mm, I think that we see that there's, of course, a line and folks handing out soup and everything, but I think the more suspicious thing or the more supernatural thing is, instead of just the normal church accoutrement that you would find in a place like this, as most of these are done by one church or another, um, there seems to be um, some strange etchings on the wall, and there's a small group of people towards the back that don't seem like your typical church types.
Hmm. All right. And that is also the scene that Araxi now walks into.
Are you all right?
Yeah, fine.
You know, alcohol is not going to make your pain go away.
It will temporarily.
No, it won't. Do you see those people over there?
Yeah. They look
Odd.
a little bit.
Let's go talk to them.
All right.
Are you sober enough for that?
No. Walk.
Joy. Go get some soup,
Okay.
Araxi.
I don't need to take food out of the poor's mouths, Leander. I'm fine.
As they walk towards it, Rosie, anything out of the ordinary here?
Not yet.
happens.
No, I'm
Not-
sorry.
okay,
I'm
okay.
just losing at Araxi using the term "the pores." I'm so sorry.
We did send the two posh people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite how Araxi looks and dresses, Araxi was raised primarily in a very rich household.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
So you two look out of place here, and these other people. Let's say there are three of them. There's a man with longer, very greasy hair, clammy against his scalp. There's a smaller, bald man looking at you very intently through small, narrow eyes. And are they all men or is there a woman among them? I wonder. Let's Elliot, describe the last one.
I think for fun, the last person is a sort of gender ambiguous individual with very short, like dirty blonde hair, and the kind of face of like hard to age. You know, could be 20, could be like 50, sort of vibes. Uh, Wearing, you know, definitely like more shabby clothes, but clothes that used to be much nicer, right? Like
Yeah.
almost something like it's just been worn down with time and such.
I think we see that on all three of them.
Hello. How are all of you today?
The one with the greasy hair. Well, you do not look like you need the clemency of the church or this kitchen. What brings you here then?
Well, you know, all sorts are able to engage in charity, and Lord knows many in this city could use a doctor. Are you telling me that I should take myself elsewhere?
Do you wish to? Well, we are not equipped for medical procedures here. Of course, if you wish to help the poor in any way, give them free consultations, we would be most obliged, if that is indeed what you are here for.
It could be what I'm here for.
The
What?
the gender ambiguous one with the short hair then just looks at Araxi. But what about you then?
I'm just friends with the doctor.
Please roll the day move to tell your story.
We're not even friends is the best part. Like I don't think it's just presence then.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it is. Yeah.
Okay, that could have been better. It could have been worse. I got 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How does this lie leave you vulnerable? What kind of what can go wrong here?
I think that I like open my mouth and they just like smell the alcohol in my breath,
Yeah.
and basically they're just not gonna like trust basically anything else I say unless I
Mhm,
like
yeah.
I have to try really hard to convince them to trust me.
Yeah. I mean, they believe your lie about being friends. Like, yes, you seem like you should be friends with the doctor.
As I said, I have a large heart and hope to help people occasionally, even those who struggle to help themselves. So, I did have a question though before I get a list of folks who you feel might most need my services. Um, One of the things that brings me down here is that we've heard odd tell of that church and things in the neighborhood. What have you all seen or gathered lately, given that you're all open at lots of hours?
The shorter man who hasn't really spoken at all yet just looks at you a bit suspiciously at that. You need to roll the information move here. uh, this it feels like presence, the way you kind of phrased that. I will not let you get away with reason. Trust me.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. I have a 0 presence instead of a negative presence now. So
It's
Mhm.
bad, but my presence is technically better, by the way.
The funniest
I-
part
You
is I
just-
do
you
have the
just
highest
established
presence in the
the-
scene. I do have the
I-
highest presence in the scene right now.
I am using my doctor's bag.
No.
I'm offering my services in exchange
If
for
they
them
don't really
answering
want your
questions.
it's a soup kitchen.
Okay, well, people can be hungry and hurt. Jesus. Here, hold on. Let's see.
You
What
want to
can I
mark
do?
all of your masks.
Fine, I'll just roll.
Leander's
There's
like,
so
these
many
fucking poor
flashbacks we still
people.
have to see.
I've been cursed. I've been absolutely cursed. That is a 3. I will be marking up.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
It is the daytime
saw-
still.
In fact, we only have one flashback still to go, so I was wrong. But anyway,
All right. Yeah, cool. So I mark a mask in order for that to be a mixed success.
yeah, which means that there's something wrong with the clue. What they're about to tell you is, well, many things have been coming and going lately. Just the other day, we saw somebody, a woman of about your height, in fact, run past the kitchen at a late hour. And then just the other day, there was a robe found in the streets. A priest's robe, torn to shreds and blood. Very tragic. So the complication with the clue is you said they're out of place here. So these 3 are now servants of Baal.
Fuck. Cool.
You just, I couldn't really ignore it. You set it up perfectly. So, yes, very tragic, is it not?
Always tragic. Anyone's unnecessary demise, especially one of the church. How incredibly sad. Leander does not look sad at all.
Yeah. He also doesn't look sad. Neither do his 2 friends, companions, whatever here. This is the only time the shorter man will speak. We were all heartbroken. And at this point, we will, I would say, leave this scene.
It's going so
Any-
well.
Anything else you wanted to do right now before we have a big event coming up?
I've got nothing.
Leander, I can't believe I'm asking this, but do you know where I could get new clothes quickly?
Oh, thank God. I'm so glad that your brush with death has opened you up to the idea that you could suit yourself so much better. Absolutely. We have a seamstress in the house.
Yeah.
Have to use the Fey seamstress.
She makes amazing clothes. Why would you go second best? I mean, we can also go shopping, but sure, if you
The
don't
seamstress
want.
has, in fact, prepared outfits for all of you,
I'll use
whether
the
you
stupid
want them or not.
seamstress. Yeah.
You've been gone, but she's actually quite helpful, as I pointed out when we first met, and has clothes for us, so you won't have to wear those rags.
You're only I was literally locked up for over 24 hours,
Yes,
Leander.
my point exactly, and you will feel so much better with a bath and new clothes.
um,
And scene.
there's also, yeah, and scene. There's also another letter, not the one that Eliska found, that Araxi has been sent after. It was specifically addressed to Araxi, coming from the most reputable family, of course. But it was for all denizens of Hargrave House. It is from Buckingham Palace. It's from the Queen. You have been invited for a formal introduction to her. And as you go to the palace is, of course, opulent. How do you all look? Let's start with Araxi now.
Araxi is probably very it's a very, very fine suit that is fitting the occasion. But Araxi herself looks deeply uncomfortable. So it's a case of the clothes fit perfectly and they are, befitting the formality of the situation, but Araxi herself is so uncomfortable that you still just get this kind of like disquiet looking at her. And also, despite having like bathed and like washed her hair and everything, she still has very like dark circles under her eyes and looks a little bit more pale than her usual complexion would suggest. Um, very just probably shouldn't be here. Probably should be sleeping, but like we're here.
And Nolani.
Noelani's got on like probably a floor length butter yellow, pale yellow dress, and gloves up to like mid bicep to cover the burns that are still healing. Um, and she's got her hair all up for once. She doesn't like it. It makes her feel exposed, but she's like, I have to look proper. But she's still wearing her hairpin, and she's trying really hard just to keep her hands folded in front of her so that she's not like balling them up into fists at the idea that we have to go meet the queen.
And Ash.
Ash has embraced the seamstress's styling. I think we have made up a kind of a gray sort of suit ensemble. Ash may not give that much of a shit about looking presentable, but like if it's the queen, I guess fine. Just because like I don't want to deal with getting funny looks. So it's going to be kind of like a gray suit ensemble with those silver threadings, looking surprisingly put together. Very much despite their wishes.
None of us fucking want to be here.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. I'm sure Leander loves the royals and the queen and yeah, Leander. How does Leander look?
Leander is wearing a new suit that is got once again gold accents and is a combination of blues and purples. in a very immaculate brocade style. It is, in fact, the suit he ordered to go with a dress that is currently sitting on his bed unworn yet.
Wow.
Did Leander purchase a new pocket watch to replace the one with the broken face?
Oh, Leander's had a new pocket watch for a while, yes.
Great. It is cracked again.
Bitch! Aliska, I'm going to kill you again, I swear to God.
Well, you pass the lawn of the palace, approach the massive building itself, made out of this beige to brown stone. Walk past the columns, and in the entry hall, before you're greeted, you see to the side two men in first deep conversation. One of them is relatively thin, has a kind of wispy beard on his chin, wearing a stiff suit and hat. One eye slightly drooping. This is Benjamin Disraeli, the Prime Minister. And then there is another person, clearly belonging to the clergy, clearly high ranking. You may or may not know him. This is the new Archbishop of Canterbury to be very soon. There's a vacancy there, thanks to a vampire. And he actually turns to you. That would be, I believe, Hargrave House. Please stand with us for a bit.
Your Holiness. And just a slight bow.
He, in fact, returns the bow in this one case. There's no need for deference. You have, after all, although it cost tragically the life of my predecessor, saved Croydon and, by extension, most likely London from a great evil.
Thank you. It's good to hear that our actions are being recognized.
Yes. Benjamin, if you would perhaps, I believe this might concern mostly me and Hargrave House. And Benjamin describes, yes, well, I have to get a few things prepared for the, the Indian bill. We will speak again later. I will see you at the dinner, of course, I believe. And he excuses himself with that. The soon-to-be Archbishop introduces him. Yes, Archibald Campbell, by the way. I've heard from Mr. Turner of the Metropolitan Police that you have requested further assistance from the church. One of them, Mother Cecilia, will arrive here shortly. She shall seek you out at Hargrave House. And there is, of course, further work done by the Inquisitors. And he's going to hand you a clue. And you get to say for what threat.
Ball?
Yeah, I'm
We're
good
at
with it.
5 already for Ball.
So, ball?
But no, but
Ball.
if we're going to just destroy him physically. I only need 4 clues for that.
I
Can't
think
you
we
see that
need all
Lamia
the
is
help we can get.
traumatized by the dice already.
Fair enough. That's true. That's true.
I also feel like it makes more story sense for this particular person to have.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
Kinda does. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a symbol etched into the ground in front of Westminster Abbey recently. Quite disconcerting, and I believe you might recognize it. And he hands you a recreation, or perhaps even just a photograph of the symbol, Araxi. And
Oh.
I'm not going to detail what the symbol is. That's up to you for later. Yes, and at this point, a dinner bell rings, and you will have a lovely time with the Queen when we return from the break. See you in 10, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hi, we're back. I just fed my cats. Now it's time to feed the Hunters of Hargrave House. But first, Rosie, you can still talk over me at any point to make shit weirder. We see somebody we haven't seen yet. Today it is our good friend Arthur Coleman. When we see him, yes, we see him 13 years ago. It is 1855. We see him present a truly impressive stack of papers to a sitting parliamentarian and lord of the empire, grinning as he presents him with an amount of blackmail that could ruin this man's life, his family, his name for generations. He won't, of course. Instead, he will just receive a bit of money and leeway in pursuing certain criminal endeavors he has just started. The Lord in question will always wonder how Arthur Coleman, who he just knows as a labor or workers' rights activist with very middling success, how he came to this information, not knowing that there are many ghosts infesting the halls of his ancestral home. But those with a bit of information about how to communicate with them can extricate a lot of information from. But anyway, as we return to London in 1868, we see Arthur Coleman again with information gleaned from the dead, carrying a bundle of burned remains of witches to a small building in London. He is let in by Hestia, the leader of the coven. He has kept a promise he gave them to deliver them what they need for their rituals to conclude. And when he leaves this house again, the coven will be firmly in his service and ready to do his bidding. The coven is now a servant of the mastermind. Anyway, we return to Buckingham Palace. You have been seated at a table very close to the Queen, close enough to talk to her, but surrounded by others. Unwise to talk about, the supernatural in this company. Benjamin Disraeli is here. Yes. See, it would not be to instate you as empress. It would not be to enforce tyrannical rule over India again, like the company did, but instead to see that your grace extends to the subcontinent as well. Victoria, sighing heavily, looking at him with somewhat sad eyes. Yes. The welfare of India was always a concern of my Albert, the prince consort, who has been dead for a few years at this point. Anyway, we are just getting on trace. Let's start. Jen, what are we eating? And how opulent does this entire scene look?
I think we're eating these it's the types of dishes that come in on plates and dishes that are way too big for them. It's like the 3 pieces of rigatoni
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
massive plate where it's mostly garnish. It's probably some fancy meat we've never even touched before, or maybe even heard of. Um, and I think at one point, like Ash goes to grab like a piece of like lettuce or something, and someone's like, "No, no, no, that's a garnish." It's
At that
definitely like a
point,
fucking 16-course meal or something.
yeah, the queen's eyes suddenly rest on you. But I see we have the members, not saying hunters, but probably thinking it, of Hargrave House. She smiles at you warmly and almost motherly. She is known as the grandmother of Europe, after all. Um, you don't really work far away from the palace at all, but it's so rare that, well, we see any of you here. Of course, your work is perhaps not dinner conversation, but you have done a great service to the crown, of course.
Thank you, Your Grace.
Thank you.
We are
just the
pleased.
flat thank you. No, your grace.
We are pleased that you do not need our services closer to home. It means you are safe.
Well, it does appear like there's something has been changing, hasn't it? You notice at this point that there are notable bags under her eyes. Something at least seems to be changing. I can. Perhaps it sounds ludicrous, but I can see it in my dreams, I feel.
May I
Unfortunately,
ask?
but we are.
Then?
May I ask? You say you've seen it in your dreams. Is that a figure of speech or is that literal? In this case.
Well, I have not seen the change itself, but I have had the most unsettling dreams of late.
By chance, do any of them involve masks or faceless folk?
You catch the strangest glances from around the table, except from her. Does Ash feel something like embarrassment, or are they immune to that?
I think in normal situations they would feel embarrassed, but in this situation they think they're onto something.
Okay, then you don't get the condition embarrassed. But anyway, um,
Leander
queen
does.
just-
I'm not gonna lie. Leander does.
Embarrassment?
Oh, you just want to snap and murder somebody again, but sure, get yourself the condition. Yeah.
Kill the queen, it's fine.
The queen just looks at. It has involved so many things. Tell me, do you believe in the power of dreams then? You seem quite interested in this. I'm going to say you can roll for an information move here, but you're going to have to be very careful.
Yeah. I think Ash is just going to meet her gaze and just, I believe in the influence of this world upon dreams, and I believe in the influence of our dreams upon our actions in this world. And I believe that what we find in dreams can be a reflection of the worries of the waking world.
Hmm. Yes, perhaps there have always been. Not that I would speak in such terms of myself, but prophets and prophecies, the truths foretold in dreams. Do you want to roll for the information move? I'm going to say presence is fine here.
Yeah, yeah.
Because of the situation you're in, I'm going to say you might have to roll with disadvantage because you're surrounded by people that make this a bit delicate for you, but also the queen. You're just having a formal dinner and you're talking about her dreams all of a sudden, and she probably didn't expect it to go that deep when she kind of dropped that.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. I mean, you can
Yeah.
also give yourself advantage with anything that you might possess.
Oh, let me see what I can do. I'm
going to say you can't hand the queen laudanum, but yeah.
Get her drunk.
Yeah.
Get the queen drunk. I don't think I have anything that I can use.
All right.
And I don't really want to go full Fae in the middle of court. So I'll just
say that. I mean, I would allow it, but it might end the.
It may be a bad idea. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. That is a. That's so funny. It is a 4, a 4, and a 6. So 8 plus 2.
Plus 2. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not arrested and dead.
Yeah. Well. I see. I hear a horn blow in my dreams. I'm drawn to an old tree. A tree that we had slated to be felled. I see also myself. I see myself in the Tower of London. This is a dream I had several times. You know, England is stable as the empire is now had a history of dynasties changing hand, not always peaceful. But in this dream I have, she whispers these words, by the way. Like, I'm not going to go full whisper, so it still gets picked up, but she's just leaning towards me. I see myself incarcerated in the Tower of London. And I look to my captors. And I know them. They are those who have come before me. The Henrys, all of them. The other kings and queens. They are not wearing their own faces. They are wearing my own. Something like this happened to you as well.
Not the exact same, but similar.
And one day when I awoke, I had to call for a day out of London because I couldn't bear being in here among the stones, the structures, anything that human hands had touched or made. I just needed to go somewhere where I could feel free or disconnected.
Oh, the irony.
That's your clue. Needed to just get away from anything human made.
Cool.
So we don't switch scenes necessarily, we switch courses. Araxi, what's for the main course and how do you just lay into or how do you eat it civilized? I'm not sure how Araxi does that because it could go either way, I feel.
Yeah, the main course is I think everyone gets individually roasted and prepared quail. It's done very fine, and because quail is a very fine-boned bird, is my understanding. It is very difficult to eat finely, and it's kind of an art form in of itself. Um, Araxi specifically, I've probably eaten it a couple times in my life, but not anytime recent. But it is clear that she is trying really hard to like maintain a level of decorum and like has like the memory of how to like be polite at things like this, but is struggling more than like some of the lords and ladies and like landed gentry who do this like very frequently. Probably at one point or another, if like Ash, for example, is like struggling or something, or Axial just kind of like nudge them and be like, "This," like kind of like this.
Would you like to use this? Oh no, Cosmic Passage is at dusk. I think then we have Archibald Campbell still seated relatively nearby to you. Might I expect you then when I assume my office in the coming month as well? You have, after all, well, it would be uncouth of me to say you have helped me attain the title, but you have more than anything helped secure the palace in Croydon.
Thank you for the compliment, Your Grace. I will, of course, be wherever people have need of me, whether that is London or Croydon, or if my work takes me further outside the city.
What are Leander and Noelani doing? Besides eating.
Noelani's quietly listening to what's happening around her and biting back the urge to like shit talk people.
And I think Leander is being a catty little bitch and is in fact sitting next to Noelani and just occasionally will lean over and say, "Do you see her there? Her dress didn't zip. You can tell by the extra stitching at the top."
Noelani physically has to turn away into a napkin to conceal laughter.
Was that specifically about the queen or somebody else?
Oh no, that was about somebody else.
All right, then
I
we see
think-
that somebody else. Oh yes, you must have had quite the adventures there. Talking to a young lord. Yes, and I believe I shall return there soon. Much glory still to be won for the empire in Africa, of course.
Noelani's going to quietly put her hand on Leander's arm.
Africa, you say, sir?
Why, yes. Oh, yes. He's not sure what to say now, but
Whereabouts?
oh, well, um, right now it would be the southern part. S-
Cape Town.
Quite. I might at least make that my next destination. The Boers are, well, restless, but they shall see the glories of the Empire and the benefits it affords them in the end, I'm quite certain.
As have so many of us.
Listen, you can interrupt this scene at any point, by the way, but here's gonna you speak from personal experience then.
Oh, well, no, actually, I'm more Westerner than anything. You know, Logos.
Ah, quite. I have not been there myself yet. Do you recommend I go there then?
Well, I do feel that if you're looking for hunting, it has been somewhat, well, overrun. So perhaps the South suits you better.
Oh, well, thank you very much then
You will
for
want
your
to make
expert
sure.
opinion.
You will want to make sure to bring some nets and linen clothes. It does get quite warm.
Oh, yes. He makes a lot of mental notes. You realize he's actually been lying about having been there before.
hmm After all, you know, um, as you know very well, so many do um, unfortunately fall ill and perish from the diseases there. It's quite a difficult place, as you well
Right.
know, sir.
Yes, this in fact unfortunately happened to my servant there. I told him, George, you have to be careful about these things, and
Yes.
well, unfortunately, he was not.
Well, from one doctor to a clearly well traveled gentleman, I must warn you that you do have to be careful of late onset illness since you are so freshly back.
Ah, yes, very freshly,
Yes.
indeed. We skip ahead at this.
When that man very nervously goes back
Yeah.
to his food, his quail is ice cold.
He would not dare not finish his course, of course. So he just mhm, just eats it with slight disgust anyway. I was almost going to say you say it moves or something. Just ice cock.
I don't want Leander to know I'm supporting him in this.
Good, good. So, Noelani, what did you have for dessert and what do you think? How do you leave Buckingham Palace in the end after finishing dessert?
It looks probably like some sort of galette with fruit that's definitely out of season. So it's come from somewhere else. It's definitely imported. And it's way too sweet. But they go around, they serve everybody a tiny fucking slice of these giant fucking plates. And after very politely bidding everybody good night, she's got one arm linked with Leander and is trying to walk as fast as her heels will allow her
Yeah.
to get the fuck out of here.
You are, however, intercepted by the queen herself for
Motherfucker.
one last time. She just stands there, her hands just folded into a tent. Now that we have a moment of privacy, I must, of course, excuse myself to return to my duties immediately, and I fear so must you. I do, of course, get reports about everything the Crown has been aware of. The worlds beyond ours and such. For many centuries, I do know that much has been, well, happening. Much has been demanding your attention in recent times. Please believe me that your service will not go unrewarded. The Empire rewards its children well.
Noelani is forcing herself to crack a polite smile. Of course, Your Grace.
We do only what we must.
Of course,
Justice
but
family is happy to be in the service of the crown.
yes, but your life must be so demanding. Perhaps in the end, an earldom or something of the like would be a just reward to allow you a safe retirement. But anyway, it was a great pleasure having you here.
The pleasure
Great
is
pleasure and enlightening. And with that, she looks at Ash. So, we leave Buckingham Palace. Before we return to you, we see the uniform worn by Silas Turner, with Silas Turner still in it. Yeah. He has been visiting a store in Soho, a store where Charles Worthington, who once asked you to please get rid of a certain seamstress, is slowly going out of business. However, he has been spending his businessless days collecting information. Yes, yes, I have seen them quite a few times together. And one time I made the strangest observation when they were in a tea house together. But you will find all of this in my notes, Mr. Turner. All of it. Anyway. Where
Nasty
do
little
we
bastard.
find that?
I think we get back to Hargrave House, and Araxi goes into the kitchen to make like substantial food.
You had a
I
whole
definitely thought
quest.
you were about to say a substantial drink.
Yeah, I was also like,
just
Honestly,
great.
yeah, probably, probably that too. Does anyone else want a nightcap?
Yes, please.
Honestly,
Sure.
yes.
sometime in the day scene, in the day phase, if you want. But
It's still a nightcap to Araxi.
yeah,
It's okay.
Araxi has a few nightcaps. Okay.
We'll have a nice day cap, you know.
Yeah.
So, how is everyone feeling after our delicious and adventurous dinner?
Oh, my
I
parents
want to
won't-
crawl out of my skin.
Oh, I can help you with
parents
that.
Won't believe that I managed to be the first justice in about 4 generations to meet the queen.
Congratulations. Was
Yeah.
she everything you had hoped?
You
I'm not
just
speaking
hear
for
the
myself, she was
disembodied
something.
voice coming from Noelani's pouch. Just, I think your mother had the same reaction when she considered the possibility of that happening.
Take another drink. I have like a drink.
He's had it.
So, since we have you all gathered here, including Eliska, who can talk to you in Hargrave House, you have 6 clues for Baal. You also can still go out with the Fae Club. And yep.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, Ash will slip away and Fae Club it up for a minute.
hmm
Fun in your non-binary club.
So,
Um,
Rosie, I'm not sure if you haven't seen the Fae Club in action, right?
I have not, no, but I do
Yeah.
know my assignment.
Good. Yeah, you are going to play the child of Queen Titania herself, and that is Lilac, bedecked in, bedazzled in flowers and everything. Where do we find the Fae Club?
I think in a quiet corner of the park, as the sun kind of starts to creep towards the horizon. There's like a quiet little corner of the park that's well hidden behind some trees, some bushes, and we're just sitting and doing our face shit.
Yeah, you are undisturbed. There are a few grazing animals, which was
Yeah.
still something that happened in Victorian times, that there are just a few goats and sheep on
Yeah.
public parks. No
Um,
humans.
And I think I'm going to avoid negative attention and find a clue.
All right. So, the way that happens is you can ask one of the other Fae present, or you can tell us essentially which other Fae present gives you a clue, and they then get to narrate what it is.
I will likely ask Lilac what they know about what I'm going to dub Dreamwalkers, and how to get one to appear, or anything you know about
Okay.
them.
Well, I have to find this character's voice. I should have pre-thought about this. I know not much about how one would work, how dreamwalkers do their go on their travels, but I do know mugwort tends to be something that people can use if they're wanting to have something happen in their dreams. I think that might. It's not going to be as potent as if we were to find some of the things that we could be able to back in the Queen's lands, but I do think that would be. It doesn't taste nearly as pleasant, but it would serve, I think.
You think perhaps it may help draw them out, or I
It may
guess
make
act as a
them more
lure.
vulnerable to them, I think.
Right. All right.
Vulnerable, open. Yeah. Not
Susceptible,
attracting,
perhaps.
but lowering the walls?
Mugwort. You don't have them, do you?
Um, Lilac has like bells and beads and flowers braided into their hair, and they actually just undo a little bit of a braid and hand you a small sprig. This is a very
Yeah.
common herb, even in this foggy climate.
Thank you.
You owe me.
I do. A favor for a favor. Or information for information.
So, what exactly about all of this was the clue?
Mugwort.
Okay.
Could be a way to attract.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
While
Mug
this is
that wart.
going on, that wart. Somebody else. Does anybody feel like they want a scene, or should I just randomly roll for it? All right, I'll just roll for it.
The dice
Are
determine
we
our
are we
fate.
still daytime?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because Sir Price needs to come back.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was
soon,
dusk
yeah.
yet.
Yeah. And I will roll for. Oh, okay. Nolani. Nolani. There is a place you have seen in one of your dreams, a place in London. It doesn't have to even be a place you've seen recently, but for some reason today you feel a very strong urge to seek it out. What is this place and why do you need to go there?
I feel like it's probably that strange wooden door in that bar uh, out in the neighborhood
Yeah.
that I have forgotten
Yeah,
the name of.
Spitalfields. Yeah, it's. I didn't think you were going to take us back there. It is Brushfield Street, and it's the Oak Door. Is the name of the pub. Yeah.
Oh,
Um, yeah, and you saw a detail in the sculpted door there that caught your eye. Partially, I think, because the door looked back at you, but anyway.
yeah.
As the day draws to a close, does Nolani actually go there? If you don't, you take the condition of forlorn. If you do go there, who knows?
Oh, jeez. I am gonna go. I'm gonna tell the group where I'm going and that I feel a weird pull to go back and see the door. But I am telling them at least I'll be back.
I mean, they can come with you
Oh,
if you want.
Do you
Yeah.
want support in case anything happens?
you know what? That would probably be a good idea.
I'll tag along.
Considering.
Right. So you enter the pub with its sturdy wooden furniture. And the sculpted wooden door is again affixed to the wall. Or still affixed to the wall. The owner of this place, Bertram McGregor, I'm not sure if you got his name yet,
I don't
approaches you.
remember.
Yeah, cleaning his hands on his apron. Ah, you returned. So wonderful to see you. Has he seen Ash?
No, I came here with Leander.
Okay, well then, most beloved will stay quiet for once. That's probably for the best, honestly. Yes. What? Well, I assume it's a good drink, but anything else that brings you back here?
Oh yes, I was telling my colleague, and she'll gently scoot Araxi up, about your establishment while we were investigating, and I also wanted to see the door again.
The door, yes. Yes. Sure. That's something that he doesn't quite want to talk about here, which means you can roll information to get something out of him here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Ow,
I was like, you
fuck,
don't
I
want me
jammed
to
my
do
finger.
it. So.
Is there any condition that would hinder Nolani right now?
I'm scorched, but otherwise I
That's-
don't got anything.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah. And offended Araxi with. Okay, Araxi has presence, but Araxi is also offended. Yeah. Yeah. Just.
I have presence now.
Mm. You can roll presence here. You can also roll sensitivity, but it would be with disadvantage, I would say, for reasons.
Oh, spooky.
To attune yourself to the door in a busy bar. That's it. That's the reason.
Nah, I'm gonna try presence. Please.
I believe in you.
9.
Okay. So what he will say, if you don't bump this up to a full success. So, yes. But he doesn't say anything. You need to kind of get it out of him. So how does Nolani approach this? What does Nolani say to him?
She is reluctantly gonna try and turn on the charm a little bit because she knows this man hit on her last time.
Mhm.
Is everything all right? Has something gone awry?
Oh,
I know there was a disturbance recently, but surely that's
Well-
cleared up by now.
it seems to be no more attacks or disappearances, but you see, I've been thinking of taking the door down. I think that maybe it's time to, he just gives you a half-hearted wink. Like, maybe find love in the real world instead of my dreams of the past.
Araxi takes the
He does
drink
not
that was supposed to be
understand
for
what lesbians are.
Nolani, and is just like,
Also, I had a strange, unsettling dream about it. See, I opened the door again in my dreams, but instead of a beautiful nymph, there was inside it a strange, just thing, entirely faceless, hairless. And it came right at me, trying to break through the door. Not like that. Didn't come at him like that, please.
I said nothing.
I mean, he needs it badly, but not like that. Come on.
He's not desperate enough to be a monster fucker yet.
Not like that, no. Trying to break through the door, and ever since I've been scared of opening it because it seems so real, you know. What if it's in there?
everyone knows monsters aren't real. They're made up.
Something comes alive in him, and he just leans forward and like, well, have I told you about how I got this door? And he
Can
tells the entire
so
story.
Nolani can like do her thing at the door.
he just retells the entire story of how once he saw this door in an oak tree in the woods, and when he opened it, there was a beautiful woman inside, but he never found her again, and so he just took the door and hung it in the barn. There's no more to the story, but yeah, this is where we end the scene. Nolani can study the door, but we'll see what that was about when you return to maybe theorize later. Anyway, it is now dusk at Hargrave House. As one of you returns from the spirit world, Leander has a guest.
Yes.
It is a surprise. I am glad to find you well, my good doctor. I have returned with the
Wonderful.
task you assigned. I have in fact found a discarded item in an old, you could almost say haunt, I believe. I've almost recognized the place from earlier hunts of myself.
Mm.
You know how vampires have a certain flair for the overly dramatic,
You're not
ridiculous
wrong.
creatures that they tend to be.
Watch it.
I myself. Yes, we should never underestimate our prey, of course. Anyway, I have found in this dark, foreboding house
Mm.
something that carries a. How much does Surprise know about Leander's history, by the way?
Oh, like nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Like he is looking
Yeah.
for a woman who is important to him and also happens to be uh of the possible vampiric persuasion.
Yeah.
That's about just the necessary information for him to make it back to me with something.
hmm Um, I have seen, well, if you're aware with the condition that I carry, you would know that certain senses are heightened by it, like the sense of smell. And this here carries a certain grave like stench. One that, well, pardon me for calling it a stench, but one that I have also noticed in a way on you, as if you were. Good sir, are you by any chance hunted by a vampire? Is that why you require my aid?
It is possible.
Then I hope this will serve you in good stead. Rosie, as Surprise hands Leander an item that was formerly in the possession of probably Leander's loving wife, or at least a
Oh.
vampire close to her. What item is that?
Oh, goodness me. And this is
It's just
you
something
sent
that Leander
Surprise to
will.
search for her, right? That's what's
Yeah.
okay.
And this is just something that Leander will now get to add to his personal quarters, so it should be something useful on a hunt. It can be like it doesn't need to be excessively interesting. It can also
Mhm.
just be useful.
This is such a weird question. How do train tickets typically work in this time? I
However you
think
want.
okay,
Yeah.
great. I think it's almost like a little travel book. I think it is somebody's like spent like train pass stubs, and there's a couple at the end that have not been used yet, like pre-purchased train tickets um to a couple different places throughout the city. I think that's what this is. looking for where she is, where you can find her. This is something that could have been dropped in a public place or something like that on accident.
Huh. Well, good to know. You didn't see anyone in particular with this.
I regret to inform you that I have not yet sniffed out the vampire. No.
That is fair. Well, fair enough. Deal's a deal. Leander is going to give him some blood.
Meanwhile, Eliska reappears from the spirit world. And there, Eliska has found a clue. I'm not really sure if I get to say what clue it is, or no, you get to. You
I
to-
get to.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I do just get to tell the keeper what it is and to which active threat it applies. Okay. So I believe I think she is very invested in the ball side of this. I don't know that I don't want to say she doesn't care about the queen, but like priority wise, she doesn't know
The queen is not a
queen.
threat necessarily.
Well, the
It's-
queen clearly has been visited by the other threat,
Oh,
is what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
But I have a more personal connection to Ball with
Sure,
the
yeah.
history that's happening here. So I think what she, while in the spirit world, was trying to find, I think, in a way of like communing with other spirits, other things in the ethereal, a very vague communing sort of sense. She tried to figure out if there's something or someone that brought Ball here, if Ball is tied to the family, or if Ball, like, was this summoned by somebody against the justices? Was this summoned by a justice? Or is this the demon having a vendetta, basically? And I think what she is able to find is that it is the latter. There is nothing that drew Ball to this family.
Mm.
There is not a
Um,
human person that did this.
Right. So, as Leander emerges from his room in the basement and Eliska emerges from the great beyond, it is probably time for you to figure out then what to do with Bar.
I have a thing I need to
'Cause
do in the
that-
dusk phase.
Oh, right.
I've been looking
yeah.
forward to this.
I forgot. Yeah.
So it's just the cosmic passage. My connection to the beast has grown. At the start of the dusk phase, roll with presence. So I'm gonna just roll with presence.
hmm
Don't fuck it up.
Okay,
Or do it'd be
that
fun if you
is
fucked it up, honestly.
8. So on a 7 to 8, um, okay, I get advantage on my next roll and describe what aspect of the beast is helping me. And I take the condition bloodthirsty.
Good.
Gonna add
I mean,
that.
it could be worse. It could have been literally bloodthirsty. So, like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't
this
say
will-
it's not literal.
Yeah. This is going to apply to your next personal role, not the information move. Not the answer question move.
Okay.
Because
I
that's for the
tried.
whole group. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this is this is for your own role, whatever it is. So the first resolution role when you face Baal, yeah, as you gather, the questions you can answer with Baal are what makes him most vulnerable, and the second is what curse binds Baal to Araxi. So you can either kill Baal or break the family curse.
Okay. Above the table, we have 7 clues.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That is almost a guaranteed success on the most vulnerable.
Also, does killing Ball also break the family curse? Like,
These both would resolve it. Yeah.
It would resolve it. If you get a complication on the result for this, the curse might still be active, but Baal is gone at least.
Hmm.
If you get a clean success, yeah, all is well.
I mean, I feel like Araxi is pretty bloodthirsty right now.
True.
Like me,
Yeah,
mhm.
I think Ellie gets the side. It's your it's your demon, literally.
I
Yeah.
did this to myself. I think, yeah, unfortunately, Araxi is stabby McStabby mode right now. So I think we're just gonna go. We're gonna go hunting.
I
no
support
demon
women in their
hunting
murders.
today.
Then,
Thanks for
um,
watching from you.
what makes Baal most vulnerable then, and how do the clues you have found relate to that?
Everyone can chime in on this one.
So there's a lot. Remind me, the symbol outside of Westminster Abbey, was it etched or was it burned? Because it says etched, but I remember the word burned being used, but I could just be misremembering.
It can be flame etched. It's
Beautiful, beautiful. So we've got a lot of
whatever
fire and
you
brimstone
want.
going on here.
Are we
Uh,
just gonna douse this demon in water?
Wet
demon.
God! Wet God! Wait, hold on! Hold on!
uh,
Chanting wet God to summon it to fight
Yeah.
Ball.
Well, that wasn't my conclusion yet, but if we wanted that to be the conclusion,
well,
I
let's
don't
do
know.
conclusion.
I think we can combine the fire and ash smell along with the cigarette smell to like find a way to literally just sniff him out.
I think removing sources of heat, fuel, oxygen. It doesn't necessarily have to be water.
You know,
Only one of us
I'm
needs
just
to
gonna
breathe.
say it. He is very close to the Thames.
Dunk him!
Yes,
Ugh.
okay.
You can, if you want, you
Disgusting.
can try and summon the Guardian. You know, why not at this point?
Kaiju battle, but it's just demon.
Wet God.
I also think the fact that Baal was not influenced by anyone, I feel like that means that there's not a third party that we need to worry about as far as protection, and so that is a um easier situation than needing to break someone who is keeping him here.
What is in the letter?
That's the
You can
thing.
make something up. So whatever supports your theory can be in this letter. You can just say what was written by Araxi's ancestor.
Maybe it has to do with I think I found a way to break the curse. I'm going to the Thames. Like,
Sure.
Or maybe
Sure
it
thing.
is or this isn't or we can just talk about which of these options we want. I was thinking with the servants of Baal, maybe it was this person saying, I found the cultists, they are no longer a problem. However, I think something else is still going on even with them gone. And these
P.S. I'm
new-
going to the Thames. It's a big letter. It's a really big
Sure.
letter.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just building backstory. You're right. I'm not solving the problem. I'm just building backstory for the
These are
problem.
both great, though. I love this whole It's a really long letter, you know.
Yeah.
I also
Scotch
think we
Family
can use
Crest.
I think we can use the symbol to lure Ball so that we can lure Ball closer to the Thames. I think that perhaps it was the cultists who burned the symbol in front of Westminster Abbey, and so we can use this to our advantage to get him closer instead of having to try and run to the Thames from the church.
I think that the dead priest's robes is that Ball, like any, demonic entity, is also weak towards things that are holy and like blessed by a member of the church, whether it be Catholic, Protestant, or non-Christian, non-Judeo religions, just anything that is prescribed as holy. Ball's also weak to. And I think the Scorch Justice family crest is also just part of like it's also like a taunt. He particularly will appear where Araxi is.
Okay. That was
I
the
had an
family crest
awful
as well?
idea.
Do you think, and not in a holy faith-based sense, do you think the family crest is held as sacred to the family?
I was about to go that route too.
Alright.
Oh, I think
yeah.
so. Also, no.
So it was a
Red
symbol
also-
of a sacred symbol that was burned.
Yeah. Nolata, you had a terrible idea?
I had a terrible idea.
Please, I love terrible ideas.
We love terrible ideas.
This is, however, the last idea we're going to hear for, time reasons. But yeah.
All of my rituals summon facsimiles of people in my life. So we could summon a decoy Araxi.
Oh my god, yes. I love it. 10 out of 10.
Summon a decoy Araxi, real Araxi just stabs in the back.
Take Araxi, I love it.
Yeah, because I can summon the decoy, and then also one of the effects of the ritual is I can bind something to a place and trap it there.
We trap Ball at the bottom of the River Thames.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Just wet Ball.
The balls.
Wet that ball. Wet that ball.
From the makers of Blue Balls.
All right. With that, somebody, well, no, not somebody.
You could
Elliot,
have picked another
roll
demon.
for.
You could have picked another
the-
demon. You did this.
Yeah, I did do this. I'm
you
delighted.
get to roll at +3 here.
I'm
Nice.
so nervous.
Wait. Here.
Thank you. I need all the Baileys I can get, I think. All right. Go classic dice. Okay. It's a 10. So I think we're okay,
Your
right?
theory is entirely correct.
Hell yeah.
You leave Hargrave House. What's the exact plan now? You lure Bar there and trap him?
Yeah. I think we're setting up a ritual.
How do you kill him
Lure.
then? Yeah.
Once he's trapped, Araxi would probably say, like, once he's in one place, this'll kill him, and I just, swing my halberd.
Yeah. And is the Guardian of the Docks going to play any role?
We can ask nicely.
Yeah, I was like, we have a move to ask, like, to help, right? I just don't
Yeah,
know
let's
where
do it.
is.
One
mean,
of us
you
has to
can-
drown for that, I think.
Oh.
To call the Guardian to help, you just have to roll with sensitivity here. The move is
Oh.
for something different. The move is to return something to you. Well, as you leave Hargrave House, you run into. I owe you a mastermind clue. This is how that happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you run into what you can immediately identify as a smuggling operation, led, it seems, by none other than John Peters, the huge man that is the main. I see the chat. That is the main characteristic I've put in place for him. Yeah. And you see these crates being moved at night through London. And you also smell. Nolani especially recognizes a lot of herbal and alchemical smells, sulfur, as well as just all kinds of reagents. John Peters approaches you, and that is, by the way, your mastermind clue is that something is being smuggled here. I fancy seeing you here tonight. By the way, is there a fifth hunter? Is Eliska corporeal?
Yes, she would be. Especially, I think, somewhat surprisingly to Araxi and everyone, well, especially if we're going to be physically trying to put the steam in water. I might be able to help with that.
Perfect.
I'll be honest, I think the guy talking to us, I think Araxi is gonna be like, we are incredibly busy tonight. We have somewhere to
Right.
be in like 5 minutes. I'm very sorry. We can
Sure.
have this conversation tomorrow.
There comes a time when the blade wants to cut, right? By the way, we can count on you for that. This is where I would like a quick decision if you're going to support the mastermind or not.
Better him than her.
Yep.
Yeah. Araxi will be like,
Sure. Well, boss is gonna visit you again soon then. But for
Yeah.
now, I think we all have some things to do tonight.
Leander looks back at John Peters as everyone rushes by and says, "By the way, since you're my favorite, the Queen is having nightmares. Have a good night."
Wow, that's just beautiful. With that, we don't have a lot of time for the unseen prompts, but just very quickly, we are going to be at the home of the family Clark in London. It is visited by Shoujo Chakrabarti, the son of a Bengali merchant sent to London for his education. And Shoujo grew up in fearful awe of the English, an attitude now complicated by seeing them in their grimy, foggy, and lively capital. He's been invited to a dinner party by Mr. Clark, a longtime business associate of his father. He's also not the only Indian at the table. Ren, first unseen prompt.
A portrait of the Queen gazes down at the dinner table, groaning with Anglo-Indian cuisine. How can Shurjo tell that Mr. Clark loves, but does not understand, India? Despite the veritable feast of dishes on the table, there's barely a whiff of anything more than like butter and some fish. Like everything appears to be the correct color and it looks bright, but there's something subtly off about its appearance, and you don't really notice it until you stop and actually dig in. It's all too watery, like somebody recreated these dishes by looking at a picture but never actually trying the real thing.
A lot of white people.
As we are close to the bridge south of the burnt down church where Araxi was held, Nolani is setting up the ritual. However, the rest of you... Where's Eliska? Is Eliska in plain view or hiding somewhere to step through or something?
I think at this point she is in plain view. I think she's trying to figure out where she should be in this, as she hasn't... Yes,
Right.
she's worked together with them once before, but it was with the seamstress. We went
Okay,
and had
yeah.
a conversation at that time, so...
Well, you are unfortunately interrupted by 3 people you've met earlier,
Oh.
which are now servants of Baal. Was wondering if you'd be here tonight. And all of them draw weapons. You see a hatchet, a very long knife. You see probably not a gun, but let's say an old crossbow just for fun. First to react, who wants to do something about these three? Sure, all right.
One for each of
Araxi,
us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, the appetizers.
All right. Roll vitality, I guess.
And I have advantage
You're still
because-
drained.
I have advantage because of my last move, though. Or my,
Yeah, so it cancels out and you just roll straight dice then.
Now, I would argue I have bloodthirsty, which I think should actually give me advantage in fighting.
I don't think moves can give conditions can give you advantage. Also, you have a +3. Come on.
Yeah, that's a 9.
Mm-hmm. You. Well, first, how do you kill the first person, and which one is it?
I'm gonna go after the crossbow because I know that that's incredibly dangerous to my non-combative friends.
Your pincushions.
The pincushions. And I'll just I'm gonna just step forward and just slice. Like I'm trying to slice in half, torso, right
Right.
in half.
And then you feel a blade sink into your side. And you take the condition stabbed, which you can't because you are at 3 conditions.
Yeah.
So you can mark a mask now. Meanwhile, Leander.
Oh yeah. Whichever one just stabbed Araxi, that one.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything.
Don't you have a weapon?
Can't believe I didn't get rid of offended in all my day drinking.
Didn't you?
Oh, I see what we're doing today. Okay.
Never said to clear it because that's my
Um,
third condition.
Let's see.
No, you should have. Oh yeah, no, that is still there. You should have gotten rid of some condition when you had the vulnerable move.
Okay, so then I can take stabbed as a third.
You can take
condition.
stabbed, yeah.
Get
okay.
rid of drained.
I can't get rid of drained yet.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like I'd rather be offended than stabbed.
No, you can get rid of drained.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna get rid of drained and keep
Yeah.
offended, and then I don't spend the mask. Sorry, this game still confuses me.
That's an 8. Because I rolled a 5. Or no, sorry, that's a 7 because I rolled a 5. So I am going to use a mask because I don't feel like
Oh.
getting stabbed today.
Okay, well. Then the short man that just stabbed Araxi is now possibly even shorter as you kill him. How?
As he stabs Araxi, I come up behind him and just absolutely seething. You're not supposed to touch her. And I instead just like through the back stab him up through like his heart like he's a vampire, except for he's super not.
There's one person left, but we don't need to roll for that. In the background, we see Araxi and Leander take care of them. But then the ground where Nolani prepares the ritual is heating up. And we see 2 demons rise from the ground, 2 lesser demons. That's going to be for the other 2. But first, Elliot, next unseen.
Present is Arathnath Thakur, another young Bengali, but from a land-owning family. Aranath is fully at ease among the clerks. Sergio is astonished when Mr. Clerk indulges Aranath as he speaks openly about politics that would have gotten him in deep trouble in India. What does Aranath say? and I think that they are having a discussion about recent labor movements, and I don't even think we're at like unionization yet. We're just at like, I think that they should like have fans. And I think that, they should not, pay children, like children shouldn't work in factories, right? Um Real base level human rights sort of a deal
Yeah,
that they're talking about.
this is very much the beginning of worker suffrage. I think like most workers have just recently been given the right to vote and so on. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
anyway. We return as the demons have fully risen. Ash, Eliska, your companion is unprotected. Whatever negative consequences happen will happen to Nolani. And possibly also to you. I haven't really decided, but always Nolani. What can you do about
Damn!
two demons?
I'm gonna go Faye and hit one real hard with my new shillelagh.
All right.
Bonk.
How does the shillelagh change in your hands as you turn full Fey? Because you're rolling with sensitivity now.
Yes, I think you mentioned it was petrified. I think it unpetrifies and it grows thorns and leaves and vines.
All right. You roll with advantage here.
Yes,
If
I
you
fucking
want,
do.
like you can also just use the shillelagh without activating it to save the advantage for later.
Yeah, I'm okay with just literally just bonking them with
Yeah.
it and saving
All
the
right.
advantage for later. That is hang on, +3, 11.
All right. What happens to the demon?
I think at first, it's just a bonk, and then the vines that have been the vines that had wrapped around the shillelagh wrap around him. The thorns creep up onto the vines and just constrict.
Mhm. You smell the burning vines, but they grow too quickly and too thickly and just crush the demon. Meanwhile, there's one left for Eliska.
Aliska was standing facing the three servants that appeared, but thankfully she does not need to be in melee to use her poltergeist move. That she can just do with telekinetic force. I'm going to mark a box on my energy track. And I can hurl objects as large as a man. You did not say these demons were larger than a normal man.
They are lesser, smaller demons, actually.
Wonderful. So Aliska, hearing like the sound of I'm imagining like any greenery that might be growing in the cracks in the stone here, just hearing that heat and turning to ash and the crackle of the ground heating up, sees them rising out of the ground, reaches out her hand and just says, absolutely not. And one of them flies towards the river.
You had to mark an
On my
energy track
energy track,
box.
yes.
Yeah, then you don't need to roll for it. This just hits the demon and kills it, or destroys it.
Helped.
Nolani, your ritual. What does it look like? And what do you need to roll for it?
I'm pretty sure it is sensitivity.
Oh yeah, it's definitely sensitivity. It's more like the move is Rites of
Oh.
Salt and Smoke, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes. So she's had to pour essentially probably an entire container of salt because the salt keeps escaping through the cracks in the bridge into a circle. She's brought along candles that she has lit. She's brought a bottle of unmarked liquor and a little cup. And she has cut her hand and mixed the alcohol with a little bit of blood. And she goes, I don't have time for the whole incantation. You better just get your ass out here.
Okay. And with that, we roll.
Okay, which dice?
No pressure.
Decisions. Oh, hell yeah, that's double sixes for a total of 15.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't unmark the cosmic passage again.
I don't have it
However-
marked right now anyway.
Okay, well, yeah. What appears here? What dark entity?
It kind of, I can't remember the word, but
Is it just going to be Araxi? Or
It is just going to be Araxi, but a little bit wrong.
yeah.
Like
We
probably
see-
a little too tall.
The taller Araxi. In fairness, I was
We
gonna make the
see
joke of
7
it's
foot tall
non-alcoholic.
Araxi appear in front of you.
Non-alcoholic Araxi. Yeah, like
Yeah.
See, like, I'd like a spot of tea.
Yeah.
How about some water?
That is exactly what the spirit says. Like, I would like a spot of tea, perhaps a cup of water, or your blood. That would also go down nicely right now.
There is a little
But
bit
there's
of blood in the
something I
drink.
must do. What is it then?
We are binding a demon to the water.
To the water. Well, then to the water I shall go and leave your juices for later. And with that, next unseen prompt, it's Lamia.
Juicy. It's juicy. After dinner, there is a piano performance by Mr. Clark's lovely daughter, Kathleen. Sergio presents his compliments afterward. How can we tell that beneath their polite conversation, the two youths yearn impossibly for each other? It's all in the hands. The clenching of fists, the attempts to touch and then remembering better of it in such company to keep themselves away from each other but desperately wanting to be able to touch.
With that, we return to the bridge. Araxi, how does Ball appear?
classic smell of brimstone, the cracks on the ground, fire kind of bursts up a little bit from the cracks as he manifests in his full demonic form.
You see him just crack his knuckles a little bit as he stretches his claws. The temperature is rising even more. The water under where he stands begins to boil. You reject my hospitality. You relieve me of my servants. It is, I think, time to return and for your friends to die. And he attacks. Somebody who is not Araxi needs to kind of intervene here.
I think
So
it has to
Araxi
be
can
me,
then-
right?
Do you want to be the pincushion again?
yeah.
Sure. You can fly, so at least there's that.
Yeah, I think I'll just like wings out and just go new.
You-
To fucking look. I am leaning into being the pincushion.
All right, roll with. You're still just rolling with sensitivity for everything anyway. So,
Yeah.
um, if you succeed, you will get to narrate together with Nolani or well, with Ren how Baal gets caught.
I think I am going to use my shillelagh advantage this time.
All right.
Because I'm still holding it. It's still all thorny. And let's see how this goes because yeah. All right, that is a straight 10.
All right.
I
How do
needed
you
that advantage.
catch? How do you catch Baal then, and how does that land him in the trap that you set for him?
I think I essentially my wings come out. They're always out, but like they flare out. And I use them to put myself between Baal and Araxi. The vines that are already around the shillelagh with the thorns, they shoot out. They grab whatever piece of him he is attempting to smack Araxi with. And they hold and they give Araxi the time that she needs to execute the rest of the plan.
Yeah. Nolani, how does he become trapped, and where is he then trapped?
So Ash is holding him.
This is
Ash is
happening
restraining.
basically in midair. Yeah.
Oh.
Can I add a
Okay.
little seasoning onto this?
Sure.
There's no point in me saving my energy. I have to go home after this anyway. So,
Yeah.
I think again, just with like that arm outstretched, not even standing close, Aliska will essentially drain the heat from Baal. With my poltergeist move, again, I can freeze an entire room instantaneously. I think
Okay, yeah.
freezing a creature is reasonable.
Yeah. Without that, I would say even Baal's flames would have burned through the shillelagh eventually, but this gives it enough time that Nolani, we have like 5 minutes left. Does Baal get dragged underwater, or where does he end up when he is caught?
I think he gets dragged to the surface, so he's like half submerged, strapped to the water itself, so that Araxi can at least hit him, but enough that he is like weakened.
He screams in rage for a moment. Believe this will hold me back, that you can bind me like some lesser fiend. I cannot be
it's worth it.
controlled. I cannot be bound. I cannot be held. I have come for Araxi and I will have her. But first, we're going to have the last unseen prompt. Jen.
As the party disperses, Arthanath shakes Shurjo by the hand in the English fashion. Shurjo finds a slip of paper in his palm. What secret has Arthanath invited Shurjo into? And I think it is not really a support group, but kind of like a we are not as okay with this as we appear gathering of other Indian folk who have to assimilate, but try to do so without losing their sense of self and pride in who they are.
As we return to the bridge, Baal looks at everybody except Araxi now. You entertain yourselves with my lesser servants then, and just snaps his fingers, and lesser demons begin to appear all around you. This is not a fight you can win anymore. However, there is an opening. And if Baal dies, Araxi, if Baal dies, this fight will still, be prevented. He's bound currently. You have this one opening. How do you attempt to kill Baal?
Demon, my name is Araxi Elizabeth Justice, I've never lost a fight to fucking man nor beast. Now watch me as I kill you here and now. And I am going to I charge forward with my halberd. I have the ornate cross from Croydon, which is the
Mhm.
memento, which would give me advantage, but it'll cancel
Sure.
out the disadvantage I have for being stabbed. Because I'm
Yeah,
stabbed.
yeah, yeah. That
And
makes
I'm
sense.
gonna
Yeah.
charge forward and
Roll
I'm going
vitality
to
then.
Yep, I'm gonna take him out.
Like for dinner?
Okay. So that is 8 plus 3 is 11, and I'm just gonna blow my last halberd and make it a 12. I'm gonna make it a perfect roll.
All right. I need a week to figure out something that you get from that extra result, but no, actually, I know exactly what it is. Just describe how you physically destroy Baal and end the curse that has rested on your family for generations.
I start by I decapitate him as he's in the middle of like opening his mouth to say something back to me. I decapitate him. And before his like body can fully slump into the water, I pull my halberd back and I'm ramming it right through its heart. So just double tap. I say, "You will no longer torment my family."
You hear a last scream of rage from Baal, interrupted as you decapitate him. His head then sinks into the River Thames. However, all of a sudden you see a glow underwater. And whatever the guardian of the docks looks like to you appears before you. And it appears proud almost that justice has been served here, and it will place the now petrified by the cold water head of Baal next to Araxi. That's an item. I don't know what you can use a petrified demon head for yet, but you have it.
I'll find a way.
That's a great seat.
Yeah. And with this scene of the head of the demon that has haunted your family for generations being placed as a trophy in front of you, Araxi, we will end the session.
No longer the worst justice in the family, guys.
Woo!
I'm sweating. I'm physically like
You can see that you were listening a little bit.
I'm like so stressed out right now.
All right. Yeah. You have resolved the beast. One of the last threats we will see in this series. Next session, we will probably have to figure out the mastermind question. The mastermind question usually, that's the last thing I'll say, is you have to figure out the mastermind's plan. In this case, you will have to figure out the mastermind's plan and a weakness that it has. So only you can prevent its failure and the queen winning in the end. Well, we'll get to that next session. For now, yeah, thanks for playing. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next week for the penultimate episode. I've been Yanis, or Wiz, he, him. I think Jen has to leave really quickly. So, Jen, outro.
Hello, I have been Jen, they, she, playing Ash, they, them, party pincushion. I can be found on the internet as Jenberb. Popcorning over to, let's say, Lamia.
Hi, I'm Lamia. They, them. I've been playing Leander, he, him. And you can find me on my channel, Mental Lamia, on Tuesdays. And check out my podcast, Woke Mental Wellness, wherever you pod your casts. Let's go ahead and go, Elliot.
Hi, I'm still Elliot. You can find me online as Cursebreaker Elliot. I stream on Twitch. I post things on YouTube. I play actual plays, and I've been playing Araxi Elizabeth Justice, who's somehow not dead. Rosalie.
Hi, I'm Rosie. She, her pronouns for me. I have been playing Aliska Rodick, also she, her pronouns. You can find me on all my social media at Rosatyrs or OSATYRS, like Rosie and Little Goat Vulcan. You smush them together at Rosatyrs. You can also find me on the Tabletop Tail Spinners Network podcast called Magnificence and Don't Kill My Character. Apparently, I'm going to be on there more in the future, so I'm just going to be on there all the time now. Janice, like, everybody
Yeah.
went. I think that's everybody, yeah?
All right. Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. I was just
Ren,
looking.
I did not.
I don't think Ren went.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Ren. I was
You're okay.
laughing really hard at the chat, and
I was also just looking at our captions channel. So yeah.
Oh no.
yeah.
Anyway, Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren, they, them pronouns. I also go by Renegade Dumpling. I have been playing Noelani Astoria Clements, she, her pronouns. If you want to see things that I am heading, you can either follow us at Soup Dumpling Media or you can just follow me at Renegade Dumpling at Blue Sky. We are actually doing our cast reveal for our first production next week. 1 person per day, Monday to Friday, and the total cast reveal at the end, probably on Saturday.
All right. And with that, yeah, that has been everyone. So once again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.